Hello and welcome to another episode of Sports Federation TV. I'm Lenyukta Chetty and once again I'll be your host. Now this show brings you all the sport in all of the Western Cape, all the news about all the sport in all of the Western Cape. Tonight we've got three exciting sports joining us: badminton, weightlifting and futsal. Later on in the show, you're going to get an opportunity to win yet another case of Bash's drinks, so stay tuned for that announcement. Joining me first from the sport of futsal is Faried Davids from the Cape Town Metropolitan Futsal League. Welcome, Faried.
Thank you. Hi.
So, Faried, you're the president of the Cape Town Metro League.
Yes, I am president and vice president of the South African Futsal Federation.
Futsal Federation.
Yes.
So, the national body as well.
Yes.
How did you get involved with the sport?
I got involved. We had a team with CAD for All, who's our partners, and we were playing five-a-side and then moving on to futsal. And we saw that there is no league for futsal, no proper league, and we decided to take it further and, grow the sport, actually blow it up.
Okay,
yeah.
So some people at home might not know what futsal is. Would you like to describe the sport and how it's different from, say, conventional football?
Futsal is your indoor five-a-side soccer, we say football, and played with a 30% lower bounce ball. And if you want me to demonstrate, I can demonstrate that to you. This is your normal size 4 ball, and this is your normal futsal ball. And if you drop the two, you'll see that the futsal ball is dead, less bounce. So it's played with a different ball, five-a-side, and on a hard surface.
Okay, so relatively compared to outdoor football, the space is much smaller.
The space is smaller. You play on a field, on a court, 40 meters by 20 meters is your international standard.
Okay, and those kind of facilities, are they readily available for your players in the Western Cape?
No, they're not. I've spent 6 months actually just securing venues. We have got very nice venues, like UCT has got a good venue. There is one in Kales River. There's a few colleges that has got futsal courts. Even in Wynberg, so we've secured 6 venues for the Western Cape alone.
Okay, and prior to securing these 6 venues, how many venues were you working with?
We weren't even working with proper futsal venues. We were working with your outdoor synthetic grass venues, and futsal venues would be, if you get a slot, if nobody else is using it for the other sporting codes, then you can get a slot to play.
So that's quite an accomplishment then. I mean, securing those facilities, having relatively none, it's going to probably grow the sport quite well.
Yes, it will, because I think we've got a nice mix of where the courts are. If I can just give you, it's Kales River, Guguletu, Pinelands, UCT, which is Western Cape, and Wynberg, and Thornton also.
Okay.
And growing.
And growing. So just to backtrack a bit, you spoke about the weight of the ball being one of the defining characteristics of your sport. What would be some of the other characteristics?
There is also the rule changes, so that the players have a certain amount of time to release the ball. Let's say it's a line out. They only got 5 seconds to get the ball and throw the line out. So that type of thing. With the goalie has got 5 seconds to release the ball also. Yeah. So it's a much quicker and faster game.
Okay. Well, we were speaking earlier and you mentioned that the sport was, kind of established in the 1930s in South America. And they were looking at an alternative to soccer, a game like soccer, but that can be played indoors and outdoors. So for people who are interested in conventional soccer, why would this particular sport also appeal to them?
It would actually help them. All over the world, it's big all over the world, and your Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, those type of guys, they played futsal before, or street soccer, before they became this famous and before they went to the 11-a-side outdoor. You can, in the coaches' courses that you do, every training that you prepare for your team, whether it's youth or your seniors, you ended off with a small-sided game, being 4 versus 4, 5 versus 5. So what is futsal? 5 versus 5. So there already you can see they've got it in the training. Why not have it as a feeder for your 11 aside?
So you're saying it could only hone your skills as
Definitely,
a football player.
Yes.
All right. So in terms of social development, where is your league now?
In terms of social development, we've established a youth academy where we have every Saturday evening the youth comes to UCT between 6 o'clock and 9 o'clock from ages 5 to 12, and we give them coaching clinics and they play a little game amongst each other.
Well, you've actually brought some photos for us to
Yes.
have a look at. Let's look quickly at those. Oh, so those are your younger kids. Hey.
Some of them, because they've grown to almost 40, and every week they just come in, and it's more and more because with weather, we don't have our outdoor fields anymore, and parents are saying, now what do they do with them? They bring them to futsal.
And they are training with you on which
Yes.
days?
On a Saturday evening.
Saturday evening, and at all your venues.
No, it's only the UCT venue. The other venues we will, as we utilize those venues, we'll slot in the times. Also, the CTMFL, which is your Cape Town Metropolitan Futsal League, is starting out in northern suburbs in the next week or two, and they will also have a youth academy where then they can go in Kuilsriver. So we will have in different areas of Cape Town, we'll have the academies, and then the youth can go to that area. So your Kuilsriver guys don't need to come to UCT. So
Okay, so obviously with the acquiring of the new facilities, it's a lot more convenient for those
correct, yeah.
people to make it. So then if you have those facilities available for the younger children,
Yeah.
are there coaches then also available?
Yes, at the moment our head coach has got a license, and he plays in our team. We've got a SA futsal player that also coaches. So they are our first team players, our senior players, and the condition that they play in that team is that they give back, that they train and coach our youth. Otherwise, our philosophy is we don't care how good you are, but if you're not going to give back, we don't need you to play there.
I mean, in any sport, when our players visit
Yeah.
international venues for championships, how do you manage to cope with that?
Well, we've been very fortunate that CAD for All Architecture and Design College has been our main sponsor, and the whole Barcelona trip was due to them. So
Okay, so
we've
your
been very
players
lucky,
were
yeah.
majorly sponsored then
Yes,
when you
yes.
visited?
Yeah, one of the other sponsors as far as apparel and that was the Fika, who also sponsored us when we went over there, and yeah, so we've been very lucky.
Fortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think the sport is gaining so much more attention in the Western Cape?
Because we're actually doing what we said we want to do. It's not it's we will do this, we will do that. We're doing it. We've actually exceeded what we wanted to do. We were going to start with a seniors men's team. We are now on youth and a ladies team. So with the ladies team, we've got an invitation to take them to the Women's Futsal World Cup in Spain in November. We've accepted the invitation. So on every Sunday night, we now have trials for ladies.
So how would people get involved in the sport? You're talking about all these amazing opportunities to go and play for your country
Yes.
in beautiful destinations,
Yeah.
and you're having trials and selections. How does one get affiliated and get that ball rolling?
It's easy. You email us on info@ctmfutsal.co.za, and we'll respond to that.
Okay.
We've been responding to the guys on Facebook. You can even get us on the Facebook pages.
So, I mean, with the kids, you obviously, it's a beginner's program and
Yeah.
they learn all the basics. With the adults that are maybe interested, I mean, even beginning level adults, is there space for them?
Yes, there's space because we're starting a league in the next 2 weeks. We'll be starting a league, being your adults. I've even had a request for over 35 social league, because it will definitely, if it doesn't help you play your outdoor, then it will keep you fit. Trust me.
All right. Well, you've brought some footage as well for our viewers to have a look at what the sport actually is. So we're going to have a look at that now.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was definitely probably one of the coaching sessions you're having for the youngsters. Hey.
Yes, correct.
All right. What are the other social development projects that you're involved with now?
Because our partnership with CAD for All Architecture and Design College, we also offer our more senior players that is sitting at home that only plays futsal. We offer them bursaries, learnerships, where they can now go for architecture and design courses at CAD for All Architecture and Design College.
Wow, it's an excellent opportunity.
Yes.
Are these for scholars, freshly graduating scholars?
Yes, yes.
All right.
We're gonna, through the CAD for All, we're gonna have them go on coaching clinics, have them do sports administration, and that if they want to stay in the field of that, but they can also go into architecture if they want to, into design. And there's various other courses that CAD for All offers.
Okay, that's excellent. An excellent opportunity.
Yeah.
If they're interested in architecture as well as the sport.
There's various, because, and I say it over and over, we're not just a league. We're here to uplift the community and get the people all involved. That's it.
Okay. Tell us, what are some of the exciting upcoming events that you have on the calendar?
I think the most exciting one now that we're busy working hard for is the World Cup that we're taking the ladies to. We're looking at also next year the Intercontinental Cup. There will be under 20 and under 17 World Cup. As I'm sitting here now, we had to be in Sao Paulo, Brazil, taking our under 14 boys team.
Now you'd rather be sitting here, hey, them
no,
in
definitely,
Brazil.
yeah. But yeah, there's a lot. We get invitations because we now affiliated to the world governing body. We get invitations every month to go play in the USA, Australia, Brazil. So we definitely, with the sponsors on board, we can make it happen.
Sure. Well, for any player or sportsman, that sounds like dream opportunities.
Definitely.
Well done. Well done to you and your federation for the leeway that you've made with your sport and where you're taking it, and for availing all these opportunities to people who want to play and develop. Thank you, Faried. Thank you for joining us, and come back and tell us all about the World Cup.
I will, definitely. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Well, that's all we have time for from Futsal. After the break, athletes from badminton will be joining us to share some news about their sport. Don't go anywhere.